I'm eating my supper. Cheeseburger soup. Okay.
The Paul Steffen Home has saved hundreds of women and babies since it began its Save Babies One Mom at a Time mission. To save the baby, we must save the mom, too. Please donate today. PaulSteffenHome.org. PaulSteffenHome.org.
Are your paid search campaigns struggling to drive real growth? Viant reaches your audience where they really are on streaming TV. Visit ViantCTV.com to learn more.
There is a big problem barreling down the tracks that could impact virtually everything we produce and buy. Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern are trying to push through a bad merger that would create a coast-to-coast monopoly, hurt American-made goods, and raise prices. Here's Rob Benedict, Vice President of the American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers, to talk about what's at stake.
U.S. refiners make the affordable fuels that drive the economy, get people to work every day, let you go on vacation. And we can't do that without a reliable and consistent and efficient rail network. I think what we're wanting is just to be guided by the facts. And ultimately, we think the facts are on our side in this case. We would ask the regulators that are overseeing this to be guided by those. And when it comes down to it, this does not enhance competition. This would not be in the public interest. It could rise costs for consumers.
Go to FreightRailReform.com to learn more about trouble on the tracks. FreightRailReform.com. Paid for by the American Chemistry Council.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6. I'm Heather Curtis. Providence Police and the FBI are asking you to take a good look at new surveillance videos and images of the suspect in Saturday's deadly mass shooting at Brown University. FBI Special Agent Ted Dock says they're offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest of the man who they say should be considered armed and dangerous.
We are renewing our call for the public's assistance in seeking any and all information about the shooter. No amount of information is too small or irrelevant.
This hours after police released their original person of interest when ballistic evidence cleared him. Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez Jr. asked, what's up with that?
When you're investigating a case, you face different paths. You start somewhere, you start here, and all of a sudden something else pops off and you're going in a different direction. And that's what happens. It's complex.
D.C. Police Union is demanding 2 assistant chiefs be immediately stripped of their police powers after 2 reports found police manipulated crime data to make the city appear safer than it is. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee's report said outgoing Chief Pamela Smith used, quote, fear, intimidation, and threats to manipulate the data. The union says Assistant Chief Andre Wright directed officers to lower crime classifications, and Assistant Chief Lachey McCall oversaw districts, quote, plagued by rampant misclassifications. Mayor Muriel Bowser defending Smith.
I don't think anybody has demonstrated that the police chief directed anybody to change numbers.
The House Oversight Committee is now saying that the D.C. police chief must resign immediately, not at the end of the month when she'd announced last week that she would step down. She has not publicly commented on reports released by the committee or the DOJ. Even as crime numbers in D.C. are being scrutinized, neighboring Prince George's County is celebrating dramatic drops in crime.
Year to date, overall crime is down 16%.
Prince George's County Police Chief George Nader says that means fewer victims.
It equivalates to 4,857 less victims of crime in Prince George's County so far this year.
The chief crediting the county crime-fighting strategies.
Strategies such as problem-oriented policing, Blue Lights Night initiative, enhanced domestic violence partnerships,
along with successful efforts to reduce juvenile crime. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Small business landlords in D.C. are hoping that the broadcast story of an Airbnb tenant turned squatter will lead to changes in the law.
7 News told the story of a homeowner whose 1-month Airbnb rental to a tenant turned into a 10-month tug of war, much of it unpaid.
Prior to that news story running, they acted like they didn't know they had a squatter problem. So your coverage really has elevated the issue.
Landlord and homeowner Team Hunter has been pushing the D.C. Council to take on squatters who can cripple landlords like this man just trying to make a living.
And all of a sudden you have a squatter who's there that is not going to move. You're looking at a 12 to 18-month eviction period. How is that fair?
Council member Robert White says he'll introduce 3 anti-squatting bills in the coming days. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Checking your money, the Dow closed down 41 points. The Nasdaq finished off 137. Traffic and weather next.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
8.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Centerville, there is an accident on eastbound 66 between 28 and the Fairfax County Parkway. That currently blocks the right lane, so do watch out for that. Also, you will find some slow traffic on the westbound lanes of 66. From the Beltway to 123, I'm from Route 28 in Centerville to the car rest area. On the outer loop before the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, there is still crash activity along the right side, and that has traffic jam from Landover Road. And in Silver Spring, there is an accident on University Boulevard West at Lorraine Avenue. Now from GarageStoryFair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Scattered clouds this evening, cold temperatures overnight in the teens and 20s by early tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow 38 to 43 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. We're in the upper 40s to middle 50s on Wednesday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rubin, the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 27 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
In the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. You know,
To the handful of affiliates, to some folks in the audience, minority of course, people online who ask me, why do I keep talking about these issues of Marxism, Islamism, anti-Semitism, anti-Americanism, anti-Israel? Why do I keep talking about this? You know, it's an amazing thing. People think this is parochial. That because I'm Jewish, they always talk about Israel and the Islamists. It's really quite shocking to me. Who's committing most of the terrorism around the world? Who? Who's massacring Jews? Who's massacring Christians? Who's massacring Americans? It's just incredible to me. We're not talking about this enough. And who's been pointing out the people who are responsible for this vile poison, the spread, the metastasization of this cancer? I have. Why? Because it'll destroy the West, it'll destroy the United States, it will destroy us, Mr. and Mrs. America. That's why. History proves it. And it's not a joke. When the history books are written, it'll be you in this audience. It'll be this show that would not be silenced, would not be intimidated, would not be threatened. I don't do things for ratings. We get great ratings, but I don't do them for ratings. I do them because I'm on a mission. Because they're right. Back in May, I did a program on Fox, highly critical of Iran. I felt the time had come for our country to stop preventing Israel, or put it differently, to give the green light to Israel that wanted to take on Iran and take out those missiles.
Wow, what the fuck?
I was asked, I was invited by the president to speak with him. And I'm not going to get into the details, and I never have. But that apparently triggered Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the rest of the reprobates to unleash. It was always under their skin. It was always in their brain. It was always in their soulless soul. To attack me with lines like neocon or Tel Aviv Mark or there's the Jew. Folks, I've been warning for a long time now, a long time, about this cancer, this Islamist cancer. And it turns out, of course, that the leader of the pack, Carlson, is trashing our country, trashing Christianity, trashing Judaism, trashing the West, the greatest generation that defeated Hitler, all in service to Qatar. You see, the way I see it, America, it's not the Reagan supporters, the Tea Party activists, the Convention of State supporters, the Trump supporters. We're all the same people. Those are our values. Those are our principles. We have to defend our civilization. There is a barbarian movement, a primitive movement of 7th century Islamists that are based in, among other places, but particularized in the Middle East. Not Indonesia, not Singapore, where there are hundreds of millions of Muslims, but in places like Qatar. And they're serious about what they're doing. They attack the Judeo-Christian belief system. Our nation is founded on the Judeo-Christian belief system and the Enlightenment. Islamism wants to destroy the Judeo part, the Christian part, and has never gone through the Enlightenment. They're scholars, so-called. Many of their imams have talked about, as I've told you, revolution through immigration. It's happening. In fact, it's happened. Ask the people in Britain. Ask the people in France. Ask the people in Sweden. Ask the people in Belgium. Start asking the people in New York, in New Jersey, in Michigan. Ask the people in Texas, in Northern Virginia. We're not talking about Indonesians and Singaporeans. We're talking about Islamists who kill Muslims. The most radical element pouring into our country, pouring into the West. And you have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to see it and hear it. I've taken more crap for being the point of the spear than you can possibly imagine. The pressures that I come under, and I reject them. Because I'm right. I'm not right because I'm Nostradamus. I'm not right because I'm Aristotle and Einstein. I'm right because I see it. The lies that are being told about our country, our history, our great heroes, our founders, it's all intentional. The lies that are being told about the Israelis as they fight for their survival, surrounded by enemies, Hamas. And the Hamas data being used by the Western media to destroy Israel, to spread anti-Semitism, to spread Islamism, and to destroy our country in the West. Now, why would that be, you ask? And I've explained it. It's the Marxist-Islamist fusion. The Marxist, the radical left agenda in our culture, fused with the incoming Islamist culture, all reject our founding. The American experiment. Our tolerance, our free speech, our freedom of association. You see, we should all be the Christians, the black Christians in Africa. We should all be the Jews in Israel and Australia. We should all be the Hindus who are also under attack by the Islamists, or the atheists. We should all understand what we're facing, and we should unite to fight it. When you have individuals in our country who are preaching on behalf of this enemy, it is diabolical. It's evil. It is diabolical and it is evil. The Democratic Party doesn't see things this way. That's why Omar is a Democrat. That's why Tlaib is a Democrat. That's why the Marxist side, Bernie Sanders, is a Democrat. Elizabeth Warren is a Democrat. That's why Mondani ran as a Democrat. The Democrat Party has never embraced this country. That doesn't mean Democrats out there don't embrace the country. Many do. That's not my point. I'm talking about the ideological leadership of the Democrat Party. There's simply no question about it. The borders were wide open. They knew when you have open borders and you're not vetting, you're going to have terrorists in here. They had to know it. They had to know, the Biden regime and the Democrats, and when they were bringing people in here from Afghanistan and not vetting them, that terrorists would secrete themselves in the population, and they have. And even today, they reject the idea of deportation. Don't let them tell you otherwise. They reject deportation. Only deportation can solve what they've done to our country. Only deportation can allow us to remove the cancer of terrorism, would-be terrorists, radical Islamists from this country. There's no other way. And they reject it. They reject it. The media reject it. The West and our country were already inflicted by Marxism. I called it American Marxism. I wrote a whole damn book on it. Many of you read it. Sold almost 1.5 million copies. And then when you interject Islamism, they have the same goal, the same purpose. You hear people talking about it now. Nobody talked about it 6 months ago. Nobody. But me. And I took more crap for this than you can imagine. They call it the green-red combination and so on. It's Marxist Islamist. That's what it is. And what they have in common is the destruction of the United States of America, the destruction of the state of Israel, the destruction of all Western society. Marx wants it destroyed. The Islamists want it destroyed. They'll figure out what it all looks like when they're done and see who survives among them. But they're not thinking about that right now. And I have said again and again, I have written that Americanism and Marxism are utterly incompatible. That Americanism and Islamism are utterly incompatible. And I find it interesting when we have some of these buffoons with podcasts on the left, or even platforms on cable TV, they call me anti-Muslim. Anti-Muslim? Islamists have slaughtered 600,000 Muslims in Syria, 250,000 Muslims in Yemen, and I'm calling out the people who've killed them. The Islamists. Now I'm going to get a little bit more specific. And let me just say this on the way into this break. Well, let me say it when I come back. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
On the outer loop of the Beltway before the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, there is still an accident along the right side, and that has traffic jam from Landover Road. On the inner loop before the 95 interchange in College Park, there is a report of an accident now along the left side of the roadway, and that has traffic jam from 355. But the accident on the inner loop at the Eisenhower Avenue connector has now been moved to the right shoulder, and the accident on eastbound 66 at 28 in Centerville also moved to the right shoulder. Still very heavy there. In Arlington, there is a crash eastbound on 66 at 110 being moved to the right shoulder. Delays begin at Spout Run Parkway. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 20. Tomorrow, sunny, morning temperatures in the lower 20s, afternoon highs around 40.
Here at the Zebra, research shows the average person would rather endure a root canal than search for auto and home insurance.
Just try to relax.
Or be trapped in a car for 8 hours with toddlers on a sugar high. Or remove a nest of irate hornets. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at the Zebra.
I just rolled a joint.
We do the searching.
Hand roll.
The saving.
Hand roll.
Wait inside.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, season, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York.
Excuse me.
CDC recommends that people age 65 and older and those with moderate or severe immunocompromise should receive a second dose of seasonal COVID-19 vaccine 2 to 6 months after their last dose. Learn more and make an appointment at KinneyDrugs.com. Walk-ins are also welcome at all Kinney pharmacies.
Tu camino hacia la educación para adultos empieza con AEPP. Te ayudamos a encontrar los programas que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Saber más en nyset.gov/adulter. Este es un mensaje del Departamento de Educación del Estado de Nueva York.
It's the gaming event of the year, featuring T-Pain's Nappy Boy Grizzlies versus Neo's Gentleman's Gaming. It's a 4v4 matchup featuring Call of Duty, Tetris, Trackmania, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4, and Tekken 8. Season 0 of the Global Gaming League is live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Head over to globalgamingleague.com.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you a parent of a child with disabilities who desperately needs a break? Then you need to know about Jill's House. To find out more, visit our website, jillshouse.org.
Let me ask you something. How many times have you turned on the news and felt you were living in a completely different reality? You know, it's not an accident. There are forces out there rewriting the rules, censoring the facts, and gaslighting the nation. But there's good news. Their grip is slipping. That's right, and we're gaining ground. Levin TV by Blaze TV is where their schemes get exposed and the narratives are dismantled piece by piece. We dig into what they don't want you to know, and we do it without fear and without apology. Blaze TV isn't just a network. That's right, when you subscribe, you're not just signing up for a service, you're joining a movement of people who are informed and ready to take action. So go to blazetv.com/Levin, use promo code Levin, save $20 on your annual subscription. It's only 26 cents a day to help keep truth alive in America. If we don't stand up now, we may not get the chance later. Go to levintv.com/Levin. Join us today. That's LEVINTV.com/LEVIN.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You give me hope.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of education. Because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
We're going to need all 3 hours this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Boston. I've been watching these press conferences. They're terrible. LA, I watched the press conference, the first one there. That was terrible. I'm talking about the press conference. Let's see here. Did you see there was a plot, Mr. Producer, for New Year's Eve? Who was behind that? Who is behind that, ladies and gentlemen? Who is behind the plot on New Year's Eve to commit a massive act of terrorism? Oh, we're going to get into that. What was that professor teaching in Boston? Where the killer killed 2 beautiful students and wounded 9 others. I'll be right back. As a consumer, you can carry the success or failure of businesses in the palm of your hand. Their success can depend on your decision to spend money with them or their competitor. But my friends at Pure Talk would like to say thank you from the bottom of their hearts for choosing Pure Talk for your wireless needs. Because of you, they've had a record-breaking year. Because of your generosity through their Roundup for Charity program, they've been able to donate over $500,000 to America's Warrior Partnership, who stands on the front lines of helping to prevent veteran suicide. Your patronage has allowed Pure Talk to donate 1,000 hand-sewed Made in America flags to your fellow veterans. And when you choose Pure Talk as your wireless provider, you help Pure Talk support American jobs right here in our country. Like I said, as a consumer, you have the power to make or break companies. With the money the big wireless guys throw around on advertising, you're inundated with offers everywhere you look. So from everyone in the Pure Talk family, thank you for your trust, and God bless you.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Heather Curtis. The manhunt continues for the person who opened fire in the Brown University classroom on Saturday, killing 2 students and wounding 9 others. Tonight, Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez Jr. released new surveillance videos and images of the suspect.
This individual definitely targeted Brown University.
And they're looking into whether
there was anything else that he was targeting.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information. This hours after police released the original person of interest because ballistic evidence cleared that person. Nearly 8 years after a Burtonsville couple was found fatally shot in the vehicle, the man who pulled the trigger is now found guilty of their murders. Gregory Jones faces life in prison without parole when he's sentenced for the murders of Ashley Dickinson and Joshua Frazier, her boyfriend. The Montgomery County State's Attorney's Office says Jones gunned the couple down execution style because he owed them money. Traffic and weather next.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, season, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet-or-beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels, or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union. Mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal hazard opportunity.
Tu camino hacia la educación para adultos empieza con AEPP. Te ayudamos a encontrar los programas que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Saber más en nyset.gov/adulten. Este es un mensaje del Departamento de Educación del Estado de Nueva York.
CDC recommends that people age 65 and older and those with moderate or severe immunocompromise receive a second dose of COVID-19 vaccine 2 to 6 months after their last dose. Schedule at KinneyDrugs.com or walk into any Kinney pharmacy.
The world's best are chasing gold. Get inside the action and support the team. Join Insight, the official U.S. ski and snowboard fan loyalty program for exclusive perks. Visit insider.usskiandsnowboard.org to join today.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $200 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Carmelo Anthony here for DraftKings Sportsbook. An 82-game season, that's a grind. Trust me, I already know about that. The Emirates NBA Cup turns it up even more, and DraftKings Sportsbook lets you feel that fire every night. New customers, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I am so with you.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
America's most powerful conservative voice. The Mark Griffin Show. Dial in now. 877-381-3811.
All right, where to start? Unfortunately, there's too many places to start, to be perfectly honest with you. That killing in Boston. You know, one of the two individuals that was killed was a young lady who was, as I understand, vice president of the College Republicans there, Mr. Producer. Did you know that? So he picked that classroom to kill her. I assume it wasn't random. I assume it was for a reason. That classroom was picked. And so you start to look into these things. And I had to go to a Pittsburgh Chronicle, the Jewish Chronicle. But it was the JNS staff, Jewish News Service, outstanding publication for all. You should check it out. You should bookmark it. This is on Brown, at Brown University. Gunman kills 2, injures 9 at review session for Brown Jewish professors class. A gunman opened fire during a final exam review for the economics class of a Brown University professor who also teaches Jewish studies courses. On Saturday afternoon, killing 2 and wounding 9, according to law enforcement. A person of interest is no longer a person of interest, at least not still. Who knows? Rachel Friedberg, teaching professor of economics and faculty associate of Judaic Studies program under the Population Studies and Training Center at Brown, reportedly said the attack occurred during a review session for her Principles of Economics class. Now, according to her official biography, she served for 4 years as an economic professor at Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and her research addresses economics of immigration, specifically econometric analysis of the outcomes and impacts of immigrants in the United States and Israel. She reportedly was not in the class. According to her biography, she's testified before Congress, participated in the Israeli Knesset committee deliberations. She is exploring the intersection of economics and Jewish studies. Friedberg's Principles of Economic course is the most popular class at Brown, taken by half of all undergraduates or bio-states. Her research includes Israel, Jewish social science, labor economics, and the United States. Now, I can't make an actual connection until we know exactly what's going on here, and we won't. But one wonders, doesn't one? There's that. There's this. Fox News, FBI arrests 4 alleged members of a radical pro-Palestinian group. The exception would be if it wasn't radical. Accused of plotting New Year's Eve bombings. Now, you think those bombings would just be targeting Jews? No, that would be bad enough, but it's not. Individuals self-identified as members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front. Well, they all have new names now. They come to our own country and they give themselves new names, you see. Federal authorities say they disrupted a credible terrorist threat over the weekend, arresting 4 alleged members of a radical pro-Palestinian extremist group. Now, the U.S. attorney there, Mr. Producer, where am I looking here? He came out. He gave a press statement. I want to play this. Let's go to cut 13, please. Go.
In November 2025, Defendant Carroll created a detailed bombing plot to use explosive devices to attack 5 or more locations across Southern California on this upcoming New Year's Eve. Carroll and her co-defendant, Zachary Page, led the effort to obtain and build the bombs and to recruit others to join in their plot. Carroll's bomb plot was explicit. It included a step-by-step instructions to build IEDs or improvised explosive devices and listed multiple targets across Orange County and Los Angeles. Carroll also made clear her desires. She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act." Carroll and Page also discussed plans for follow-up attacks after their bombings, which included plans to target ICE agents and vehicles with pipe bombs. Carroll stated that those plans would, quote, "take some of them out and scare the rest."
Cut 14, go.
I'll highlight some of the items found during those searches over the weekend. For example, in Carroll's residence, law enforcement found multiple posters and materials associated with Turtle Island Liberation Front, including posters stating, quote, "Death to America, long live Turtle Island and Palestine," and quote, "Death to ICE, Turtle Island Liberation Front." In Page's residence, law enforcement found a copy of the detailed bomb attack plan. This case is another reminder about the dangers that radicalized Antifa-like groups pose to public safety and the rule of law. Through the tireless work of our prosecutors in my office and our law enforcement partners, which you will hear from today, we disrupted this terror plot before buildings were demolished or innocent people were killed. But this is not the end of our work. My office is committed to extinguishing the far-left terror threats that we face, and will continue to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So now we're in the mode of trying to find people who are here who are plotting to destroy us. Now, we're not possibly going to find all of them, are we? No, we're not. Where are these people from? Who do they support? They're not Israelis, are they, Mr. Producer? They're not Jews, are they? I don't think so. They're not evangelical Christians. They're not Hindus. They're not Buddhists. Islamists. Islamists. See, I'm trying to make it easier for other radio hosts and TV hosts and podcasters to say what I've been saying for a long, long time. In fact, Mr. Producer went back. He said, I went back to 2023. There's a lot. I could go back much earlier, but we stopped at 2023. This is almost exactly a year ago, 2 years ago, November 13, 2023. Cut one, go. I've been saying this over and over again. Our immigration system has imported Islamists, a lot of other people too, but Islamists for sure. Our immigration system has imported anti-Semites. Our immigration system has imported people who support the destruction of the United States of America. 2023, nobody was talking about it. I could go back much further. You want to know why they don't talk about it? Because there's a lot of pressure not to talk about it. That's why. Am I pointing out Islamists? I'm doing more to defend American citizens who are Muslims, who are assimilated into our society. Men like Zuhdi Jasser and so forth, than anybody else. Cut two, go. December 5th, 2023. You see, this Islamist ideology is dangerous and deadly. And it's deadly to our own culture. Now, what am I talking about? Well, let's see here. This is from, where's this from, Mr. Producer? Post-Millennial. Post-Millennial, great site. Breaking. Governor Newsom cancels Christmas tree lighting ceremony after threats of disruption by pro-Palestinian activists. You see, these folks, these people, these activists are trying to replace our culture with their culture. And as I keep saying over and over again, it's not just Jews, it's Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, atheists, whoever is not an Islamicist or an Islamist. And so that's where we are now. The destruction of our college campuses, the destruction of our media, which already destroyed itself, but you get the point, and now the destruction of our holidays. Yep. And so people wonder why, in defense of our country, in defense of Mr. and Mrs. America, in defense of our Judeo-Christian founding, which creates a diverse and tolerant and open society for all faiths and people. Why would I dare to take on Catarrelson and Bloated Banner and all the rest of them? Because they're doing the same damn thing. That's why. From a neo-fascist perspective, rather than a... But you'll notice the overlap between them all. Qatari culture is better than American culture. Qatari culture is better than Israeli culture. Vladimir Putin is actually a practicing Christian. He's totally misunderstood. Hitler's misunderstood. It was really Churchill who dragged us into World War II. And we'll bring in economics types as history professors who will tell us why the Holocaust could not have happened, or why it's overstated, or on and on and on. Why do we pay for this, America? Why do we watch this? It's time to speak out. It's time to speak out against these people by name. By name. This is your country. These are grifters. They're selling you out. They're selling out our country. These are grifters. And worse, They give aid and comfort to the enemy. Aid and comfort to the enemy. That's why the enemy wants to hear from them. That's why the enemy wants to be interviewed by them. That's why they sound like the enemy. They regurgitate the enemy's propaganda. It's not good enough to sit on the fence. It's not good enough to pretend it's not happening. I'm going to focus in on Australia now, as soon as we come back, because this is so horrific. But it portends what's going to happen in our country and all countries. If we don't have more of our leaders who speak out, who take action. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 9. Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
Then here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor.
Mornings from 5 to 9.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
On the inner lip of the Beltway before the 95 interchange in College Park, an accident there still blocks the left lane and traffic is jammed.
Yumi's out there trying to give Acid Trip credit for bringing up Chrissy's real picture. And obviously, she didn't read the chat. I'm the one that has the fucking picture. Some dumb motherfuckers, I tell you that right now. Oh, CB, if you want to talk to me, come on up here, because I unsubscribed to you. I won't be back at your chat. I make one comment, Gotti times me out. You know, so I'm not part of your group. I'm not your friend or anything. Fuck you, Gotti. You want to be that way? Go ahead, Gotti. We're done. We're done, Gotti. You and I are done. I want no favors from you. I know you're unruly. We're done, Gotti. You want to play that fucking game? We're done. Because you're not a streamer. At CB, they fucking time me out. If that's what you want, I'm fine with that, CB. I don't need to come to your chat, and I don't need to support you. I wish you luck.
Because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Your path to adult education begins with AEPP. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL.
Dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife, and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Making sense of your world.
Talk radio is where I get all of my information.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the roads. Because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
What the matter? Are you afraid of a Jewish person? You poor guy. I'm so sorry.
Coco's 79 years old. She lives in a small village where she has no indoor plumbing.
Chris Plant isn't Jewish. I listened to him.
Her meager pension is not enough to cover food and medicine and heat. But thanks to a tremendous organization, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, Olga received a nourishing food box, emergency lighting, and warm blanket. This aid is a life-saving gift for someone like Olga. The visit from fellowship staff who are so brave. They really are.
Wiggin, you're a fucking pussy motherfucker, huh? Come on up here, Wiggin.
Thousands of elderly like
is that what you want here? I'll post my fucking link. None of you motherfuckers dare come up
for a
here.
Special matching grant from now.
Not that I'm fucking tough or anything, but you have no standing whatsoever.
The International Fellowship of Christians.
You're a fucking bigot, Wiggin.
A matching donation.
You're a welfare scum motherfucker from California. That's all you are, Wiggin.
The goal is for us to raise
I've known you long enough to make that determination. You fucking live off the taxpayers in your state because you have a disabled daughter.
Please rush your
That's
gift.
simple.
It's a blessing. To 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ, or online at levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org. What happened in Australia reminded me of a scene out of Schindler's List, where I believe it was the Nazi colonel goes out on the balcony. The enslaved Jews are carrying wood, chopping wood, doing what they're forced to do at gunpoint. And he goes on the balcony and he takes out his rifle and he starts shooting them one at a time, like he's hunting wild animals. These two subhuman bastards, father and a son, with these very powerful rifles. I've carried, if it's the rifle I think it is, that rifle once in my life, many decades ago, for deer hunting. We never saw any deer, never shot a deer, but those are big rounds, and that's a powerful rifle. And they're meant to kill, and kill fast and hard. And you watch those people running, thousands of them. They're to celebrate the first night of Hanukkah in a public area on a beach with their children, with their babies, with their elderly parents, women running and screaming. You can hear them in the background. Their entire world coming apart, being destroyed, stunning, shocking. These are human beings. It's Australia. These are Islamists. They tell us they're Islamists. We watch a video of a very big hulk of a man. I still can't tell if he's a Christian or a Muslim, based on the reports. Remember, I talk about Islamists. He grabs the one gunman, the father, by the neck, grabs the rifle from him, and the other gunman, his son, shoots him at least twice in an act of incredible heroism. I want you to focus on him for a second. That man showed the entire world what we human beings are capable of in a good way. That man was not of the same faith, Christian or Muslim, as the Jews who were being slaughtered. And he put his life on the line. And he said he'd do it again. Is it so hard for all of us to speak out against this? Whether it's podcasters, whether it's politicians, imams, or others, is it really that hard?
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Your path to adult education begins with AEPP. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Reactions coming in after 2 reports found D.C. police manipulated crime stats to make it seem like crime was down. The House Oversight Committee accuses outgoing Chief Pamela Smith of chastising, humiliating, and threatening subordinates. The police union says she pressured patrol commanders to downgrade serious felonies. D.C. political analyst Chuck Cleese.
When they were claiming that crime was down 35% in the district, nationally, violent crime was down 4.5%. So it's just impossible to believe.
Mayor Muriel Bowser saying today,
when they were claiming,
I don't think anybody has demonstrated that the police chief directed anybody to change numbers.
The unions demanding 2 assistant chiefs implicated in the reports be immediately stripped of their police powers.
So what they do is they cry all day long about is cry with no reason to. Constantly trying to slander me, man, you know? Making up lies, just one after another, man. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. I heard that stupid.
Providence Police Chief Oscar
Yeah,
Price
here you
Jr.
are.
says the shooter targeted
Here
the
you are,
university, but the
live
university
and in person, participating in it. You're totally participating in it every day of your life and crying like a victim.
And that's what
Don't fucking participate it. Keep your big ass mouth shut, but you won't do that. You're right up in it. You're right up in it. Every single little fucking tidbit of attention you get, you're on it like a fucking, you're on it. You're a slug. You're a fucking couch potato slug, waiting and lurking for someone to say something about you so you can lose your fucking mind. You fucking retard.
The bus was stopped at a light when with the van behind it, when the cab slammed into the van, pushing it into the bus.
There are three.
Stupid sailor today again claiming I'm on welfare. No, I'm not on welfare, but what if I was?
Nobody
We care. Aren't there other people on welfare? Isn't that guy running his mouth on welfare? He says, I get all my medical coverage from the VA. Well, isn't that welfare, dude? I could have swore that's welfare. Yeah, that's what that is, asshole.
Every magisterial district, with the aim of reducing pedestrian deaths, which hit a 40-year.
That's what's on my mind right there. This motherfucker disparaging American veterans. I'm a fucking veteran, and he's calling my benefits for my service to my country. He's calling that welfare. I fucking hate you, you little prick. Right now, the worst can happen is Rusty turned me in for restreaming her. I heard this the fucking first time. I want to just come to fucking California and slam your head right on the ground.
Meanwhile, he also confirmed he's considering reclassifying.
You're an ignorant motherfucker. So I'm going to play this again later. You don't like listening to Mark Levin? Don't tune in. There's a side chat. All you guys do is insult. That's all you do, Wiggin, insult. And you don't do it, you know what I mean? It's not funny no more. You guys, you've made it personal. You make it personal, and you take it personal. You insult, and then when somebody rebuts you, you fucking make it personal. That sailor boy, doesn't he get welfare? He said the other day, all his medical is paid by the VA. Well, let's thank the President of the United States for signing things into law that Congress passed for the veterans. Fuck you, you stupid motherfucking toothless prick. Come on up here, Wiggin, I dare you. Bring your fucking friends. Now, I'm not doing it for the views. I want to fucking talk to you, prick. Come on. We can go backstage and discuss it right here on my fucking chat, you little fuck. You don't dare. Fuck you, fuck Kelja, fuck Scott Canning, hey girl, your fucking girlfriend, you, Tiffany. I can't stand you, Tiffany. And you know why. Or what you fucking think you are, but you're not.
The two left lanes still blocked with that crash. Traffic is very slow from Route 50, and still some delays on the outer loop between 66.
So we got Wiggin out here saying VA benefits are welfare. So if you're a veteran and you have any medical problems and you use the VA, you're on welfare, according to fucking Tom Carlisle. You fucking stupid fucker.
Scattered clouds this evening, cold temperatures overnight in the teens and 20s by early tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow 38 to 43 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds. We're in the upper 40s to middle 50s on Wednesday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rubin, the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 27 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin. From the underground command post, heat from the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building. We've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I'd like to encourage you from time to time to check out my social sites where I've been retweeting what a lot of smart people are saying, a lot of research smart people have been doing, a lot of scholarship smart people have been doing about this threat that surrounds us. And each and every day, people looking over their shoulders and not sure what to expect anymore. And I get it. I get it. The Prime Minister of Australia is a hardcore liberal, meaning the government is run by hardcore liberals. They've had their borders wide open. They've had massive immigration. There have been massive acts of anti-Semitism. I want to play something for you. It's only 10 seconds. Hat tip Breitbart, our friends over there. Here just 2 years ago, Palestinians and other people, Islamists, marching on the steps of the Sydney Opera House, chanting, raise your volume, cut 3, go. You know what they're yelling? Gas the Jews. Gas the Jews. Gas the Jews. Islamists. Gas the Jews. In the steps of the Opera House in Australia. And they mean it. They mean every bit of it. While they're slaughtering Christians in Africa, slaughtering Muslims in Africa and the Middle East, slaughtering Jews, trying to destroy the West. Now, the Marxists in the West, they'll not confess to supporting any of this. They'll put out statements and so forth. But make no mistake about it. They want the destruction of the West, too. Bernie Sanders is a Marxist communist. He's actually a Stalinist. He went to a Stalinist kibbutz. He never talks about it. But there are others who do, who have been members of the party or the ideology of communism in their youth, and they remember Bernie Sanders. They remember him picking that kibbutz, the Stalinist kibbutz. He's not alone. He's not alone. In our own Congress, we've got a larger and larger percentage of the Democrat Party that is Marxist. They call themselves progressive. Any of them call themselves progressive. You know what that means. I wrote an entire book on this too. Rediscovering Americanism, the tyranny of progressivism. Just break it open and take a look. I've laid this out over the decades. It's amazing to me that when you look at many of the supporters for the neo-fascist right and their podcasters and their comedians, they reject knowledge, they reject books, they reject scholarship, they reject learning. They're all emotion and all anger because they're stirred. They're stirred by the grifters. They're stirred the way the Qataris want them to be stirred, the way the Putin regime wants them to be stirred, the way the communist Chinese want them to be stirred, the way Iran wants them to be stirred against their own country. When people don't learn the history of this country, they don't learn the principles of this country, why men and women fight for this country, then they are susceptible to the brainwashing of the left in our colleges and universities, and the brainwashing by the neo-fascists and their podcasters and the rest. They're susceptible to it. I want you to listen for a moment to Pastor John Hagee. He's not just one of the great Christian pastors and leaders in this country. He's just one of the great men of this country, period. I want you to listen to what he had to say yesterday on his pulpit. Just 2 minutes. I call him my pastor. Got 7, go.
Today is the first day of Hanukkah. It's a celebration that commemorates the Jewish people's victory over their oppressors. How many of you understand what is happening on Hanukkah? Let me see your hand. About 1 in 10. Listen very closely. It is the festival of lights because miraculously the temple's menorah burned for 8 days on 1 day's supply of oil. It was considered a miracle. We have long said that the fight against anti-Semitism was a battle not just for the soul of America, but Western civilization itself. Anti-Semitism has never been a Jewish problem. It is a moral problem. It is a Christian problem. It is our problem. Today, another Jewish holiday is Jews gathered to celebrate in Australia, where the Jewish community makes up less than 0.5% of the entire Australian population. Gunmen have barbarically murdered 12 innocent people. Thus today, God chooses the Jewish people to be cherished. They are God's cherished people. They are God's covenant people. They are God's people that he has chosen to carry the torch of truth to our generation. This is not about politics. And we stand today here boldly and eternally with the Jewish state and its people, wherever they are. An attack against them is an attack against all of us. For Jerusalem's sake, we will not be silent, and we are not going to hold our peace. We are in a fight, and we are going to win this fight. We are going to win this fight. Stand with Israel.
It's a remarkable man. I want to thank all the
I'm doing something Wigan can't.
Gentiles.
Eat popcorn.
Red-blooded Americans.
You're a suck fuck, Wigan.
For what you're doing and saying today, you do not get enough attention.
You and your people cry about me every day. I go in Vegas and there's Logical with 20-year-old
The
Bahas.
more evil, the more diabolical.
Now I got to deal with Gotti.
The more racist, the more bigoted.
Fuck you, Gotti. You're not
The
God.
more anti-Semitic. The more anti-Christian, the more attention you get.
I know what you're doing, CB, but
The more attention
I won't be
you get.
over again.
And I speak not just of the Catarlsons and the Bannons and the Gates
I tried.
and the Marjorie Trader Greens, not just them, that's a handful. Those who sit in silence while they hear and watch what's going on, even worse. Those who claim they can't
I
criticize.
don't know what
it
JT's
because
problem
they're
is,
their
but I'm going
friends.
to solve it.
They're their friends. I ask you,
Rain, your
Minnesota,
boyfriend hasn't liked
do
me
you
from
friends
day one.
who hate Jews and Christians,
That's fine.
who talk up Hitler and talk down Churchill.
Disrespectful
Do you have
motherfuckers.
friends like that?
Exactly
Mr.
what
Producer?
you are, JT.
Of course you don't. We get to choose our friends. You know, we get to choose whether they remain our friends. We get to choose whether we speak out or we don't.
You're the ungrateful one, Gotti.
Where are all
You're not God.
the Republican leaders? There are some who speak out strongly.
CB's chat won't
And I
last.
want to thank them.
It's going to be just like
President does.
Range chat, and
I want to thank him. Ron DeSantis
we'll miss
does.
good vibes. But she's
Greg
going to run her
Abbott does.
chat, and she
wanna
doesn't
thank
even
them.
hardly even
And they're
stream.
honest. But where are the rest?
And then she gets mad at me,
Where are they?
but doesn't get mad at the
This
other
is
people that
America's
she
fight.
should be
This
mad
is
at.
our fight. Civilization versus barbarians.
Have it your
Where are
way.
they?
I don't care.
In the Democrat Party, I can count them on one hand, maybe two. Fetterman's out there.
So basically, CB got Gotti's using you. Gotti
He's
and his
gonna get
friends
a
are
Democrat
using you.
primary
Yes.
opponent.
But
That he speaks out. You have to live with
ain't
this.
nothing to me. I don't give a shit.
the deepest contempt for the people who are doing this to us, who are American citizens.
Fucking traitors like you, Wiggin.
We're siding with the devil. We're siding with genocidal monarchies, fascist communists.
Logical fallacy hates Jewish people. Or at least that's what he portrays out here. That's what he uses to troll with.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Way back when. Oh, the Holocaust was fake. Same thing with DA and all you little fucking FDU friends that used to be what then?
A defensive war.
Fucking morons.
Yes, on behalf of his people. Yes, on behalf of the Holy Land. Yes, on behalf of the West, which is too cowardly. With bigger armies, with bigger populations. Relying on Israel. And then
popcorn is a healthy snack. That's why I eat it.
Cut a go.
I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve. Instead, Prime Minister.
He's condemning the Prime Minister of Australia, who's a disgusting disgrace. Go ahead.
Weakness with weakness.
There he is.
With more appeasement.
There's Bibi Netanyahu.
To stop the spread of anti-Semitism in
Slayer
Australia.
Cat, you're a fucking idiot.
You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country. You took no action. You let the disease spread.
Slayer Cat calls.
And the result is the
logical here. Her teacher, Mr. Teacher.
We saw an action of a brave man. Turns out a Muslim brave man, and I salute him. That stopped one of these terrorists from killing innocent Jews. But it requires the action of your government, which you're not taking. And you have to, because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere. Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we're worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us. They're not only trying to annihilate us, they attack us because they attack the West.
They were Eric Adams yesterday. Cut 9, go.
Words have meaning. Words have impact and words have power. Everyone needs to understand what words mean before they repeat them, before they shout them, before they defend them. That attack in Sydney is exactly what it means to globalize intifada. We saw the actual application of the globalization of intifada in Sydney because the attacker knew who he was targeting and he knew why. A rabbi, a Holocaust survivor, killed for being Jewish. Anti-Semitism has no place in our city, in our society.
John Fetterman, cut 10, go.
I would say, yeah, of course we should all universally condemn all of these things. I mean, just imagine two people, organized to try to kill as many Jews as possible. And thankfully that stopped. But I mean, almost 30 people wounded, 12, I'm reading 12 people killed. I mean, just for celebrate a holiday right now. I mean, it's astonishing. And now, like, you witnessed that in Australia for years, these massive kinds of anti-Israel protests again and again and again in those kinds of places. It's like, those things kind of penetrate. And now, so that's where we're at. I mean, how can't we just defend, a lot of these views and not just call it what it is? Anti-Semitism is a worldwide scourge. And it's constantly demonstrated to be deadly.
Hey, JC,
and it
are you going to blame everyone who's in charge in Australia for these murders?
Cut 11, go.
And Senator, a moment ago, Lindsey Graham was with me, your colleague from South Carolina, who said a warning to anyone who is trying to say that there should be a Palestinian state. If you create a Palestinian state, what you will get are more killings of Jews. Do you agree?
Absolutely. It's an absolute betrayal for Israel and for the worldwide Jewish community, like whether it's France or Australia or any of these nations, our Western allies now calling for a two-state solution when Hamas refuses to disarm and are actively trying to kill Jews. I can't imagine why anybody would do that at this point. That is not the appropriate reward after 10-7 and this thing. So I absolutely support Israel's continue to take out leaders from Hamas and Hezbollah as well too. They need to be held accountable, and I do hope they can work together with the American forces in Syria to take out the people responsible for taking 2 American lives in Syria just yesterday now too.
Amen. And I guarantee you Israel would be more than happy to take out that ISIS cell. Because who the hell else will? I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The Paul Steffen Home has saved hundreds of women and babies since it began its Save Babies One Mom at a Time mission. To save the baby, you must save the mom too. Please donate today. PaulSteffenHome.org. PaulSteffenHome.org.
¿Estás contemplando seguir tus estudios? Empieza con AET. Te ayudamos a encontrar programas educativos para adultos que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Ya sea que desees prepararte para el GED, forjar habilidades de lectura y escritura o descubrir oportunidades mediante aprendizaje laboral. Obtén más información.
You're a bigot, Wiggin. Not sure if you're quite racist. You're pretty close to it. I mean, at least you're not shooting the Jews.
Clicking your heels 3 times. At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs. VA.
Wiggin, I thought you fucking preached the Bible. I thought you fucking you champion Jesus Christ. You're Christian.
Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee,
The way I see it, you're a hypocrite and a bigot. Usually bigots are hypocrites.
Ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way.
Same with you, JC.
Or just call or text, because at Northern, there's
Huh?
no place like home.
I want to talk about all the fucking gun shootings in the United States because of Trump. Yeah. Make like there's all these gun shootings in schools.
Federally insured NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Research shows people
It's like blaming what happened in Selma, Alabama on fucking Governor of New York.
or attend a corporate team building workshop. Or be regaled by Uncle Frank's conspiracy theories.
So, Wiggin, you want to troll me by saying, oh, Billy always liked Jews. Oh, Jew. Hey, fucking. You're becoming like logical.
We do the searching, you do the saving.
Have you heard the story
Hey, Wiggin,
about a guy who lives in
you should bring that fucking video and audio when you fucking doxed up Logical on your panel.
There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital
That's the
One
only
banks
reason I have his
offer
picture.
7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital
You
One
say I don't know what I'm doing here.
What's in your
Well, I found Chrissy's picture. Now that fucking idiot Slayer cat thinks fucking Alpo over in England fucking come up with that picture.
Save babies one mom at a time mission. To save the baby, you must save the mom too.
Alpo Patel, he doesn't know shit. All he does is copy people.
Every day I hear from Americans who feel like they're losing their voice, frustrated that their values are being ignored or erased. If that's you, let me tell you something that you can do.
But you, Wiggin, you went over there to congratulate them. Good work. Like you're fucking, like you're in charge out here. And then he totally dished you.
Standing in the gap, giving millions of Americans the tools to stay informed.
You really are an ignorant motherfucker. Sincere ignorance is man's biggest enemy.
Insurance, travel, and retail, plus access to
That's what you exude there, fucking pal. You are a sincerely ignorant motherfucking man. You really are.
For 90 days, no credit card required, no strings attached. Just a chance to see what the association
I'll let you up. Come on up.
Citizens is all about. for free.
Huh?
Go to
No? Are you afraid it's going to draw me numbers?
That's
Somebody's going to watch?
amac.us/LEVIN. Take the first step and make your voice matter again. That's amac.us/LEVIN.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
There he is. Chicken shit.
Senator Chris Murphy today. Does anybody criticize this guy? He blamed President Trump for the shooting at Brown University. Shouldn't that be condemned? But it won't be. Shouldn't that be condemned? But it won't be. I'm monitoring who is saying what now, just so you know. So-called podcast.
Hey, Wiggin. All right. Mary Burney pretended to be a chef in Syracuse. You pretended to be a rock and roller in California. You got something in common with Mary. Did you want to hear this fucking play again? Popcorn's almost gone. This is why I keep toilet paper on I just buy toilet paper. I use it for napkins or whatever.
Don't you realize that?
When you listen
Don't
to
fucking participate and keep your big ass mouth shut, but you won't do that. You're right up in it. You're right up in it. Every single little fucking tidbit of attention you get, you're on it like a fucking. You're on it. You're a slug. You're a fucking couch potato slug, waiting and lurking for someone to say something about you. So you can lose your fucking mind. You fucking retard.
Stupid sailor today again claiming I'm on welfare. No, I'm not on welfare, but what if I was? Who would care?
What if I were?
On welfare. Isn't that guy running his mouth on welfare? He sits there and says, I get all my medical coverage from the VA. Well, isn't that welfare, dude? I could have swore that. Isn't that guy running his mouth on?
So you're saying that VA benefits for serving the country is welfare? What a dumb fucker you are. What a stupid motherfucker you are. You are so fucking triggered. The fuck is your problem, Wiggin? I don't even want to call you Wiggin anymore, Tom Carlisle. What a dumb motherfucker. No. VA benefits it's not welfare. You stupid. You're the one that's stupid. That's just pure ignorance right there. No, I don't think Rusty's crying. You're the one's crying. You're the one who can't move on. You know, we ignore you and you just keep coming. So then we respond. All right. No, you're triggered, Wiggin. Can't handle it. You're mad because I was nice to the woman. Simply because I agreed with her. Well, why wouldn't I be nice if I agree with her on something? She's right. I'm not going to tell her she's wrong when she's not wrong. You're an idiot. You're fucking very immature. You've never been in charge of any fucking men or women working anywhere doing anything. You have no idea. You're a fucking cokehead. You have disabled kids because you live an unhealthy lifestyle. I'm way healthier than you are. I got my teeth. I can do a push-up. Not that that matters. I have enough strength to get around. Well, we're all going to die. You got your little friends running. You got Andy fucking, oh, what's that patch on your head? I don't even know what fucking mark on my head he's talking about. Might have had a pimple here one time long ago. You're an idiot, Wigan. You're out here telling veterans they're on welfare if they're getting VA benefits. It would seem like if you're a veteran, especially if you're a Vietnam veteran, because, you know, your benefits are a little different and they changed them. You don't follow anything, Wigan. All you do is play with yourself.
And to make an appointment at KidneyDrugs.com. Walk-ins are also welcome at all kidney pharmacies.
I never sucked a dime. Did anybody say you did? You're the one out here saying it's welfare. You can't suck a dime off them because you're not eligible for benefits. You have to have certain criteria to get veterans benefits, medical benefits, retirement benefits. You're an idiot. You don't know shit. You're not funny, Wigan. You're stupid. You're an ignorant motherfucker. You are. You covet. You claim to be a Christian, but you fucking hang out with deviants, devil worshippers. I mean, look at you got Tom Flash up on your fucking panel. That's sinking low to have that guy up on your panel. That's you can't get any lower than that. I don't think. Well, Whipperman, maybe. Vanguard. Maybe Dutchy. That's pretty low. You've been beat at your own game. You thought you're fucking a special kind of troll. I beat you. Just admit your fucking loss and fucking, you know, if you don't like it, don't come over here. You quit restreaming me. You quit. Why you do that? Go live. Go live, Wigan. Let's dual stream. What, you want to fight? Go live so we can fight.
Portfolio managers are tracking some likely indicators: soaring national debt,
fucking idiot,
the government spending, all that's losing purchasing power by the day. This is what happens when you have a massive centralized government.
Just a fucking idiot.
Who's committed to
unbelievable the fucking stupidity you possess.
Some central banks even appear to be hoarding gold reserves. This is why I recommend monetary gold. But there's other companies out there, but monetary is the best.
Oh, the Rothschilds run the banking system.
A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And top 5 rankings from Consumer Affairs and Retirement Living. They've earned a reputation for trust and expertise.
There, I finally got that kernel out of my tooth.
They're pleasant. They are knowledgeable. They work with you. Or if you just need information, they'll provide it to you. Their specialists bring
holy fuck, you're dumb.
Experience helping Americans get help safeguarding their savings. If you've been waiting for the right moment, well, it's right now. This much I can tell you. I diversify. I diversify, and I diversify with gold. Call Monetary Gold right now. They're there right now. 877.
Wigan, remember when you kept saying, stay out of my chat? Stay out of my chat. Stay out of my chat. Then you sit there and talk about me. Fucking idiot.
It's 877 now gold. You go to marklovesgold.com. Results can vary, and always consult with your financial and tax advisors before investing. But do check it out. 877 now gold. 877 now gold. You know, part of the problem we have in this country and other countries too, but I'm concerned about and focused on my own country, this country, the United States of America. The dumbing down of communication, the hijacking of podcast platforms by seriously evil and dumb people, or just the nitwittery that exists on these platforms. Now, there are very, very important exceptions. Please don't get me wrong. There really are. But I said exceptions, not the rule. Exceptions, not the rule. And so there's a piece that was written, Ben Sixsmith, if that is his name, at the Telegraph. Podcasts are now mostly mid-wit slop. It's time to tune out. Again, to some extent, he overstates it. But there is a huge problem with aspects of it. Don't you agree? I think you can. You know the smart people and the entertaining people and the substantive people. From the neo-fascists, the neo-Nazis, the Marxists, the Islamists, the phonies and the frauds. You're right, it may be hard to believe, but there was a time when podcasts seemed like a wonderful idea. They were cheap enough to record and promote. People could thrive outside of the organs of traditional media. They were flexible enough to encompass all kinds of styles and perspectives. Personally, he writes, I love to be informed and entertained while exercising or doing the washing. Again, I'm not talking about all. I'm reading what he wrote. But the explosion of creativity that the foreign promise has sounded less as a bang than a splutter. You need only to look at Spotify's list of the most popular podcasts in Britain this year. Into Britain. Makes for grim reading. Indeed, it is a powerful argument against democracy. Here you will find a lot more that flatters the listener than that which challenges them. A lot more opportunism than creativity. And an awful lot of people from those organs of traditional media that podcasting was meant to liberate us from. How is it, for example, that the most popular politics podcast in the UK is hosted by the consummate insiders, Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell? Stewart has never heard of an establishment position he didn't think he should have. He has never held an establishment position in which he didn't think he was failed rather than being a failure. Campbell worked on the case, and goes on. What he's saying here is some of the most popular, if not the most popular podcasters in the West, including in the United States. What do they produce? They're formulaic. They paint by the numbers. They're very predictable. Others are crazy. They're nuts. Others use the audience. They betray the audience with lies, with fear-mongering, with scare tactics. Others try to be as outrageous as they can to draw attention to themselves. His point is that, with some exceptions, of course, what do you get out of it? What do you get out of it? I personally think podcasting, or what I call digital TV, but podcasting could use a little bit more intelligence. Is that a bad way to put it, Mr. Bruce? I'm not saying intellectualism. I'm saying intelligence. Substance. Well, I go through a list of podcasts that I love and think are great, and I can go through a list of the other, but what's the point? You know what you like and don't like. Podcasting feeds off social media. Podcasting feeds off social media. Social media, in many ways, is a very, very dark place. And very, very terrible things happen there. Now, again, some very good things happen there, but that's not the problem. It's the terrible things that happen. And I find that they're kind of linked. Podcasters use social media use podcasts. How many hits did you get? How many eyes do you have? How many followers do you have? It doesn't even matter what the substance is. I feel there needs to be a change. Not by government. There needs to be a change. People of goodwill. And yet strong views need to begin to do podcasts. That's what needs to happen. People who are serious but have fun. People who can be scholarly but entertain. That's what's needed. Not all this dreck, not all this slop. Somebody wakes up in the morning, they go to their studio in the basement, turn on the lights, turn on the machines, open their microphone, maybe all the guests. Some of them can't handle their shows by themselves. They have to have guests. Always guests. Most of them have guests. They can't talk for 15, 20, 30 minutes because they really have nothing to say. It's very much unlike what I do here, which is conservative talk radio, American talk radio. We have guests from time to time. That's good. We don't have guests all the time. 3 hours a day. 5 days a week. Podcasters can't pull that off. A lot of podcasters are people who failed at radio or wish they could do radio, but there's no room for them, while complaining about radio and saying that radio is dying. Most of the podcasters I've met want to be radio hosts too, but they can't cut it. Most of the podcasters I know who can do radio do great podcasting. This is the truth. Now, podcasting is a platform. It started really in the early 2000s. And people were very hopeful that it would break the back of corporate media, and it's done some of that, but that it would be a wonderful, wonderful avenue for real debate. And we conservatives, we constitutional, we win when we debate substance. But look at the people who are often at the very top of the list. Comedians, not very good either. Failed comedians is really the way to put it. People who couldn't hold jobs on network TV or cable TV. They're able to succeed at podcasting because they reinvent themselves. They like to drop the F-bomb. They use Saul Alinsky tactics, targeting people, attacking people. They create conspiracies. They promote conspiracies. They interview each other. So many of them, it's like the Real Housewives of fill in the blank. Don't you think, Mr. Producer? The Real Housewives of this town, that town, the other town. Bunch of yentas. Gossiping. Scratching each other's eyes out. That's what some of these podcasters are like. Bunch of yentas scratching each other's eyes out. So there are really, really good ones, and you know who they are. Just not enough. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Thinking about continuing your education? Start with AEPP. We make it easy to find adult education programs that fit your life. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, our programs are always expanding to make sure you receive the personalized support, flexibility, and options that work for you and your future. Learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
CDC recommends that people age 65 and older and those with moderate or severe immunocompromise should receive a second dose of seasonal COVID-19 vaccine 2 to 6 months after their last dose. Learn more and make an appointment at kinnydrugs.com. Walk-ins are also welcome at all Kinney pharmacies.
Spectrum TV Fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32! Look, 32! Hi! It's only more Hail Marys!
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL. I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the cost of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the Big Wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news. First thing each morning. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Hillsdale College. Did you enjoy Dr. Larry Arnn on the most opening within last night? Isn't he fantastic? He's fantastic. I've known him over 40 years. Can you imagine that? There's so much confusion in the world today that it can be hard to find clarity and truth. New Hillsdale College miniseries on colonial America offers a powerful reminder that the first Americans were searching for the same things. Brand new 6-part documentary series, Hillsdale College Professionals will teach you the religious, political, cultural, and economic ideas that shaped a uniquely American culture during the colonial period. You'll learn why the ideas of liberty, especially religious liberty, inspired the settlers of America across the Atlantic. How Americans organized local governments, why America has always been a land where virtue can lead to peace and prosperity. The Hillsdale College miniseries is completely free. It's easy to access. Plus, Hillsdale offers more than 40 other free online courses, including a course on C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, and the rise and fall of the Roman Republic. Go right now to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. There's no cost. It's easy to get started. That's levinforhillsdale.com, Levin for Hillsdale.com. President Trump, the White House yesterday, cut 4, Mr. Producer, go.
Before we begin, however, I want to just pay my respects to the people. Unfortunately, 2 are no longer with us. Brown University, 9 injured, and 2 are looking down on us right now from heaven. And likewise in Australia, as you know, that was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded. And that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody. I must say in Syria also, we had an attack in Syria. And we had 3 great patriots terminated by bad people. And not the Syrian government, it was ISIS. Syrian government fought by our side. The new president fought by our side. But I just want to pay my respects to the families. We also had 3 injured, but 2 of them are already out of the hospital, and one's going to be okay. But we lost 3, so it was a rough day. But to Australia and the Prime Minister, to everybody that we know so well, we get along with so well, we have a great relationship. That's a terrible situation going on over there. Think of that. And Brown University, great school, great, really one of the greatest schools anywhere in the world. Things can happen. So to the 9 injured, get well fast, and to the families of those 2 that are no longer with us, I pay my deepest regards and respects from the United States of America.
Now, what was said about the president yesterday by Senator Chris Murphy, who was constantly given a television platform by CNN and MSNBC and others, about Brown University. Listen to this one. Even Dana Bash at CNN was shocked. Cut 15, go.
What we know is that stronger laws do work. And since we passed that bill in 2022, the first bill in 30 years that strengthens the nation's gun laws, gun violence rates and mass shooting rates have come down in this country. But this is not shocking, because over the last year, President Trump has been engaged in a dizzying campaign to increase violence in this country. He is restoring gun rights to felons and people who have lost their ability to buy guns. He eliminated the White House Office of Gun Violence Protection, and he has stopped funding mental health grants and community anti-gun violence grants.
Let's stop here. This is really evil. This is really evil, what's being done here. Australia has some of the strictest gun laws, if not the strictest in the world, of any Western country. And look what happened. He makes these comments. It's all politics all the time with this guy. Go ahead.
Democrats supported in that 2022 bill. So he has been engaged in a pretty deliberate campaign to try to make violence more likely in this country. And I think we're unfortunately going to see the results of that on the streets of America.
That's a pretty big statement. He's in a campaign to make violence more likely.
Of course. I mean, he's knowingly restoring gun rights to dangerous
people. Let's
people.
try and get this guy on the show, Mr. Producer, and I want you to tell his people, if this is what he believes, you should come on the show and say it. You should come on the show and say, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to say something. I better not say it. I'll save it for another time. I'll save it for another time. But it's really just disgusting. We've got this guy, Ro Kahana, who's actually accomplished nothing in his life. 0. I think he went to temple like I did. But he's on Fox Business today. 18 go.
It's just disgusting. It's just been an awful weekend. Obviously, we need to figure out who the perpetrators were, what the cause was, and address that. And we also have an issue of mass shootings in this country, in college campuses, at high schools.
You know, they really have an issue with mass shootings? By the Islamists. We just had one in Australia. We have them all throughout the Middle East and Africa, all throughout Europe. And yes, we have them here too. We have them here too. And so the answer is to disarm the law, Bonnie. I don't know how many more times I can say this. I laugh at these mass shootings and I say to myself, if I were somebody and I were in that crowd and I want a gun on my hip, I'd want to pull it out and I want to have a fighting chance to save other people and save myself. I'll be right back.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Military families are stronger together. That's why American Military University offers special rates and grants the whole family can take advantage of. Whether it's our preferred military rate or veteran grant, we make education accessible for active duty service members, veterans, and their families. No current enrollment needed. If you have a family member in the military, you're eligible. American Military University. Education for every military family. Learn more at amu.apus.edu/military.
Most people would rather remove a nest of irate hornets than search for auto and home insurance. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. I think I'll wait inside.
LFM, Woodbridge, Washington. Cumulus Media Station.
The manhunt continues. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Authorities in Rhode Island still searching for the suspect in Saturday's deadly shooting at Brown University. 2 students were killed, 9 others hurt.
New surveillance images were shared with the public, but it's still not a clear picture of the shooter's face. Providence, Rhode Island police say this person of interest caught on camera just a few hours before shots were fired at the school's engineering building. It's only a short walk away from where the crime took place. Investigators are urging the public to come forward with information.
Fox's CB Cotton in Providence, a person of interest who was detained over the weekend, was released. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, being held without bail on suspicion of murder charges after the director and his wife, Michelle, were found dead in their Brentwood home yesterday. President Trump in an executive order classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
The order directs the Attorney General to pursue investigations and prosecutions in the fentanyl trafficking with enhanced charges and sentences. It also directs the Pentagon to update directives regarding a military response to chemical incidents in the homeland, including the threat of fentanyl.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Another round of talks aimed at ending the Russian war with Ukraine have wrapped up.
In a major development, Moscow is said to be open to Ukraine joining the European Union. The Ukrainians themselves say real progress has been made. Ukraine wants to be sure Russia will never attack again once the war ends, and negotiators are working on a security guarantee similar to NATO's Article 5, where an attack on one is considered an attack on all.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Ukraine's President Zelensky says he will ask the U.S. for more pressure on Russia and additional weapons for his country if Moscow rejects diplomatic efforts to end the war. America is listening to Fox News.
The legislature won't be taking up redistricting. I'm Dina Kodiak from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. Redistricting will not be on the agenda when Maryland's legislature convenes tomorrow for a special session. They'll be electing a new House Speaker following Adrian Jones's resignation from the leadership role this month. They're also set to decide whether to override gubernatorial vetoes from the 2025 session. Meanwhile, a University of Maryland Baltimore Council poll out today of 801 Marylanders found only 27% view redistricting as a high priority. 41% think the state's congressional boundaries are drawn unfairly. 28% say they're drawn fairly. 33% say the lines give Democrats an edge. 8% say current districts they favor Republicans. The margin of error plus or minus 3.5%. Small business landlords in D.C. are hoping that the broadcast story of an Airbnb tenant turned squatter will lead to changes in the law.
7 News told the story of a homeowner whose 1-month Airbnb rental to a tenant turned into a 10-month tug of war, much of it unpaid.
Prior to that news story running, they acted like they didn't know we had a squatter problem. So your coverage really has elevated the issue.
Landlord and homeowner Dean Hunter has been pushing the D.C. Council to take on squatters who can cripple landlords like this man just trying to make a living.
And all of a sudden you have a squatter who's there that is not going to move. You're looking at a 12 to 18-month eviction period. How is that fair?
Councilmember Robert White says he'll introduce 3 anti-squatting bills in the coming days. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Nearly 8 years after a Burtonsville couple was found fatally shot in a vehicle, the man who pulled the trigger is found guilty of their murders. Gregory Jones faces life in prison without parole when he's sentenced in February for the murders of 34-year-old Ashley Dickinson and her 29-year-old boyfriend, Joshua Frazier. The Montgomery County State's Attorney's Office says Jones gunned the couple down execution style in a townhome parking lot. He owed them money. WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Dina Kodiak, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hill Beach Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On 270 southbound, accident is in the left shoulder. This is between Middlebrook Road and Quince Orchard Road. Now, as for the Beltway, first in Montgomery County, clear on the inner loop and on the outer loop. In Prince George's County, no issues on the inner loop and on the outer loop. Staying in Prince George's County, if you're traveling between the two beltways, either on the BWD Parkway or 95, you're not tapping the brakes between DC and Baltimore. And on Route 50, between the Beltway and the Bay Bridge, lanes are clear on the eastbound side and on the westbound side. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 20. Tomorrow, sunny, morning temperatures in the lower 20s, afternoon highs around 40.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
CDC recommends that people age 65 and older and those with moderate or severe immunocompromise receive a second dose of COVID-19 vaccine 2 to 6 months after their last dose. Schedule at kinnydrugs.com or walk into any Kinney pharmacy.
Every 90 seconds, someone dies of sepsis. Every hour sepsis goes untreated, a person's chance of survival decreases. When every second counts, count on Hikma. Visit booth 2041 to learn more.
Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Well, there was a lot of evil over the weekend, wasn't there? And then we read that Robert Reiner and his wife were murdered, and It was a terrible press conference. It was hard to understand anything. And now we know by their son, Nick, for God's sakes, stabbed to death. And I looked at a family photo. Nick's a big guy, and he's had drug problems in the past. Just horrible. Excuse me. And of course, a lot of us remember him from All in the Family and also his directing career, which was actually quite excellent. He was a political leftist, of course. Very left-wing. Democrat, Hollywood, like the rest of them. Not all of them, but most of them. But nobody should have to go that way. Do you ever think about that, Mr. Producer? How you might go, or like stabbing somebody. If you stab to death, that must be damn painful, no? Awful. Just awful. So may he rest in peace. And then on top of that, this even before that, the Boston murders, the Rhode Island murders, Brown, young kids, really taking a test that they've studied for. They want to make something of themselves. And somebody bursts into their classroom, starts executing them, kills 2 of them, wounds 9 of them. The guy's still on the run. He'll get caught. Just a matter of time. He'll be caught. Looks like a big fat slob, if you ask me. Punk. Then, of course, our soldiers and others were murdered by ISIS in Syria. And in the mass murder in Australia, which is just hard to comprehend. It really is. It's and then we see a plot broken up in Southern California that the U.S. attorney there was talking about. Palestinian radicals for New Year's Eve. My wife and I, my mother-in-law, my stepdaughter, excuse me, we went to a Hanukkah first lighting event, the first night of Hanukkah, yesterday evening in a public place. Boy, was it cold, by the way. I mean, the wind was blowing. It had to be 5 degrees, something like that. Freezing. And I want to thank law enforcement, Governor Youngkin and his folks. They didn't know I was there. I just showed up. My wife was involved in making sure it was secure. The rabbi, fantastic Chabad rabbi, Chaim Cohen, his family was there, little ones. A couple hundred people. In the past have been 500, 600 people. But it was very cold, and people were worried. They were worried. And you can understand why. The president's trying to address this. He wants to deport these people that were brought in here by Democrats and others. That's the truth. And we've got judges that won't allow it. We're making it incredibly difficult. And that's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Because what are we supposed to do about it? When we read about these horrendous events, I mean, look at Australia. Australia is still ruled by a buffoon. They still have open borders. They still have massive gun control. If you're a terrorist, you're going to get a weapon. You're going to get it from the Iranians. You'll get it from money through the Qataris. You'll get a weapon. If you're a regular citizen, where are you supposed to get your weapon from? And why shouldn't you be able to defend yourself? I mean, that's a basic human right, isn't it? That's why the Second Amendment's in there. As a matter of fact. It's just, it was a very, in that respect, it was a very, very depressing weekend, I thought, with all this stuff going on. Everywhere you turned. And just terrible. But the holidays are here. Sorry, I'm sneezing to the truth. So we also have to look at the bright side of things too, right? Hanukkah is a holiday about the Maccabees and their strength. They fought to the last man. Christmas, very, very important holiday. And these are the positive time of our faiths and so forth. And so people seek to disrupt them. But it's always important to have faith. And remember who you are and remember God, and especially at times like this, I think. People question God. If this were going on, why would God permit this? Look, it's crossed my mind more than once, particularly when I look at what just took place in Australia or what took place at Brown or these other things that go on. 9/11, October 7th. Why was there a Hitler? Why is there a Stalin? Why are these Islamists essentially free to slaughter people? It crosses your mind, right? My take is very simple. I don't know if it's religious or faith-based or not. God tells us what's right and what's wrong. But he also gives us free will. And people use that free will at times to do very evil things, very horrendous and monstrous things. And so you ask, why doesn't God intervene? Well, perhaps he does in cases that we're not even aware of. And I suppose in those cases that he doesn't, he's relying on his good children, his faithful children to intervene, us. This is the only reason, but it is one of the reasons I say you've got to take sides when it comes to good versus evil. You've got to take sides when it comes to bigotry and racism and anti-Semitism and anti-Christianity. You've got to take sides when it comes to protecting our country from people who come here and will not assimilate, will not share in what is the greatest culture on the face of the earth, and instead attack it, deride it, and try to destroy it. You have to take sides. If you don't take a side affirmatively, you're taking a side by acquiescence. When you have people you thought you knew with podcasts who sound like lunatics, who start attacking people because of their faith or their race, they shouldn't have a lot of followers, at least not in the United States. Overseas, that's one thing. But here, in our country, no. People of real faith should speak out. You heard Pastor Hagee last hour. And there are other pastors who are speaking out. You don't have to be a pastor to speak out. You just need to have a belief system. You have to know right from wrong. When people are preaching bigotry and racism and anti-Semitism, they know that their words can cause violence. They know it. They know their words can cause violence, especially when they're getting rich from it. And they're getting more extreme and more crazy in the things that they say. They know that the things they're saying can lead to violence, but they do it anyway. So I feel I have a responsibility with a platform like this and an audience like you and other platforms and audiences as well to confront this. And I think people of goodwill and people who are faithful agree. This isn't some game. This is life and death. This is for all the marbles. What kind of country you want to live in. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Every 90 seconds, someone dies of sepsis. Every hour sepsis goes untreated, a person's chance of survival decreases. But with timely diagnosis and treatment, as many as 80% of septic shock patients can be saved. When every second counts on Hikma. Visit booth 2041 to learn more.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Hoops and holidays, that's my favorite season. Carmelo Anthony here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Since 47, the NBA's been gifting us star power and classic matchups. DraftKings Sportsbook, that's the bow on the top. New customers, Santa Melo hasn't forgotten about you. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Peace to the planet, Charlemagne the God here. Getting real about your mental health journey means connecting with real people. Call, text, or chat 988 if you're having tough thoughts, substance use issues, stress at home or at work. They can even talk to you through worries you're having about somebody you love. 988 counselors are ready to hear from you 24/7. No cost, no judgment, no stigma. It's also private. Asking for help is the strongest thing that you can do. Just connect with 988, a message from the New York State Office of Mental Health.
WMAL.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is So fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know, folks, Americans rely on credit cards for secure payments and seamless transactions. But consumers stand to lose it all with the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandate bill. Big government mandates favor corporate megastores and allow them to choose how your credit card is processed. They might end up using untested payment networks that could jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Visit guardyourcard.com to learn more. That's guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnese. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
From the New York Post. Zohran Mamdani eyeing a lawyer who defended al-Qaeda terrorists for top city hall job. Even if he doesn't hire this guy, can you imagine? And he's got quite a conga line of radicals and nut jobs that he's bringing in. Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, Marxist Islamist, has tapped a controversial lawyer defending an al-Qaeda terrorist and a radical anti-Israel campus leader at Columbia for a high-ranking position at City Hall, the Post has learned. Ramzi Qassem, I've seen this guy, a law professor at City University of New York and a member of Mamdani's transition team for legal affairs, is the top candidate for chief counsel, the most important advisory role in the mayor's office. Qassem, 47, was one of the attorneys who defended Mahmoud Khalil. Remember this guy? Khalil, but remember this lawyer? The Syrian-born leader of the pro-Palestinian encampment at Columbia was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement and earmarked for deportation. So let's look at this. Khalil comes into this country really under false pretenses, in my view, and I believe he's still here. If not, great. But look at this lawyer. This lawyer has a tenured position at CUNY, the City University of New York, and he is in the system. He's now part of the system. And he got him released, as I recall that. In addition to Khalil, Qassem helped to defend terrorist Ahmed al-Darbi, an al-Qaeda member who was convicted in 2017 of bombing a French oil tanker off the coast of Yemen. Everyone's entitled legal representation. No, that's not true. What do you mean, Mark? Well, nobody's entitled to legal representation in Qatar, in Jordan, in Saudi Arabia, and the list goes on, are they? No. All decisions are summary, and they come from the top, the monarchy, the dictatorship, the police state. So in America, this is how they exploit our system, our liberty, our Bill of Rights. They trash our country while exploiting our country. Qassem, the lawyer, was born in Syria, was also engaged in anti-Israel protests at Columbia, where he attended law school and a fellowship funded by members of left-wing activists and the Soros family. I could have written this script without even knowing about it, right, Rick? In 1999, he wrote a letter to the editor of the Columbia Spectator newspaper criticizing the naming of a sandwich as an Israeli wrap because it was offensive to Muslims and Arabs. Well, if it's offensive to them, well, of course we have to rename it. What should we rename it? The Arafat sandwich? In other columns for the newspaper, he wrote that Israel's behavior amounted to a clear case of ethnic cleansing. And in another article in 1998, he wrote that Jews had come to the Middle East with the intention of conquering the land. He said a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine is not viable, nor is it desirable. I don't disagree with that. Other sources said they felt Qassem would be a great choice for the job. Of course, If you're a fruitcake, kook, crackpot. Do you know that Joe Biden named this guy in 2022 a senior policy advisor on immigration issues? That's why Trump's right. Biden wasn't running the place. These radicals were. Qasem and Mandami's campaign did not immediately respond to requests for comment from the Post. He isn't the only controversial attorney up for the spot. The Post previously revealed the self-titled socialist justice attorney, Stephen Banks, was on the short list for corporate counsel on what insiders worried would bring too much of an activist mentality to role. The controversial Council on American Islamic Relations, we call them Hamas's CARE, honored Qasem with an award in September for his work defending Khalil. Excuse me. Both Texas and Florida recently designated CARE a foreign terrorist organization. We should as a country as well, because we know exactly how they were founded. The FBI had bugs in the motel room. Think I'll ever get an award from CARE, Mr. Bedusa? The wrong kind of award, right? So this is Mandami. So he's in on it. That is in on it. He's bringing in or bringing on individuals like this guy Qasem. And, New York is in for a rude awakening. I really feel bad. 48% of the people in New York did not vote for this much of it. And yet they're going to be dragged into this hell. It's very, very sad. It's also very, very true. So I told you this element is in the country. It's metastasizing. The president is trying to deport a number of these people. The radical Democrats, that is lawyers in black robes, are trying to block him in every respect. But there are other things we need to do, very much so. We need to prevent all foreign money from whatever country, but especially these terror-supporting countries in the Middle East, from providing funds to any of our colleges and universities, period. No go, period. Anybody proposing that? Anybody voting on that? I'll be right back. Many Wall Street veterans are sounding the alarm. They say gold could climb to $7,000 an ounce before this administration finishes its term. I have no idea, but many investors, economists, and portfolio managers are tracking some likely indicators. Soaring national debt, government spending, a dollar that's losing purchasing power, and some central banks all over the world even appear to be hoarding gold reserves. That's why I rely on Monetary Gold. With more than 25 years in business, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and top 5 rankings from Consumer Affairs and Retirement Living, they've earned a reputation for trust and expertise. Their specialists bring over a century of combined experience helping Americans get help safeguarding their savings. Call Monetary Gold now, 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD, or visit marklovesgold.com before the next major move in the gold market. That's 877-NOW-GOLD, or go to marklovesgold.com. Results can vary. Always consult your financial and tax advisors before investing.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meter beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Quick, time to choose a meal deal with McValue. The $5 McChicken meal deal, the $5.50 McDouble meal deal, or the new $6 Deli Double meal deal, each with its own small fries and drink, and 4-piece McNuggets. There's actually no rush. I'm just excited for McDonald's. Price and participation be ready.
Have you heard the story that's about a guy who lives in a bank that is really close by? The Capital One Cafe is his home, no doubt, where customers bank and get their cash out. There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital One Cafes are open all 7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital One Bank guy says, "What's in your wallet?" Such a lovely thing.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Yes, it's me again. Blueprint. Woo! Oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. It's the time for empowerment, and I've got a message for you. You gotta think about sexual health, no matter what. To all you lovers out there, ain't no judgment. This is your cue. Yeah, it's time to talk about pre-exposure prophylaxis, a part of HIV prevention. Oh, so you talk to a healthcare provider and visit carefortheculture.com to learn more.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of mainstream media, because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The voice of reason in a sea of lunacy. Mark Levin. Dial in now. 877-381-3811.
The show is flying fast and flying past. Well, the Fed dropped rates for the 4th time by quarter point. And if you're a homeowner, you should call American Financing today. You could be saving real money every month, folks. High interest debt is crushing budgets across the country. But homeowners who act now are using their equity to wipe it out. American Financing is the best. American Financing customers are saving on average $800 a month, $10,000 a year, some getting rates in the low 5s now. That's a massive difference compared to credit cards charging 20% or more, wouldn't you say? And you'll speak with a friendly, salary-based mortgage consultant who knows what they're talking about. You can find out exactly what you qualify and exactly what you qualify for and exactly how much you can save. There are never any upfront fees to find out how much you can save either. They just do it for you and they'll tell you. It would move quickly. You could even delay 2 mortgage payments if you act quickly, putting cash back in your pocket immediately. giving you back some of the money you spent during the holidays. Folks, I promise you it's painless, and you're going to learn a lot, and you may actually jump in, and I think that would be very, very wise. Call American Financing right now. The sooner you act, the quicker you can save. 888-900-1828. That's 888-900-1828. 888-900-1828. Try them now, or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR rates for in the fives start at 6.196% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-900-1828 for details about credit costs and terms.
Let's go to Nancy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the Mark Levin app. It's a very good app. You ought to try it out, folks. How are you, Nancy?
I'm hanging in there, Mark. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Great. Now, Mark, I'm going to give a perspective that may open people's eyes a little bit about not necessarily all Muslims are bad people, not necessarily all Jews are good or bad people, not necessarily all Christians are good or bad people. It's about whether people are just plain good people or rotten people. My father escaped with his life, running away from Hitler when he was 11, under the wing of a Christian woman who told the Gestapo at the border between Austria and France that this was her son. If it was not for a Christian woman, I wouldn't be alive today. Now, in addition, the only country that would let them in was Portugal, and they stayed there for 2 years. I have other cousins who ran away, escaping for their lives, with their lives, not just for better economic times for their families. And they were able to flee to South Africa because, once again, that was one of the few countries, one of the very few, that would let Jewish people in. South Africa was a mixed-race country with white people, black people, and everybody else, okay? And they were all different religions. Then, separately from that, once there was trouble in South Africa when the apartheid white, viciously obnoxious leaders were thrown out after Mandela got out of prison, all the white people and all the Jews were nervous, and so they fled. My cousins fled to Australia, where, supposedly everything was fair and even-handed. And now they're in Australia, and you know that the bad, evil people, regardless of their religion, whether they're Islamists, whether they're Christians like Hitler, whether they're Tucker Carlson, who's Christian, or Candace Owens, guess what? They're fine if my Jewish relatives jump into the sea in their next exit, okay?
I'm running out of time. Let me tell you, I thank you for your perspective, and I agree with much of what you say. But however, there are ideologies. And if an ideology is tied to a political movement, as it was with the Third Reich, or an ideology is tied to a specific fundamentalist religious movement, that cannot be ignored, as you well know. So I agree with you. I've talked about Baranski, who nobody talks about and should talk about, and I knew very, very well. It was very close to him, and his daughter worked for me at the Department of Justice. A Roman Catholic who worked for the ambassador from Rome in Hungary, and he saved probably 3,000 to 4,000 Jews, maybe 8,000 Jews. The number's not totally known. And he put his life on the line. As a matter of fact, as you also probably know, Nancy, in Israel, the highest honor goes to what they call righteous Gentiles, facing things like your father faced and so forth, who stepped in and stepped up and put their lives on the line in order to protect Jews against Hitler. And when you see that man in Australia, again, I don't care if he's a Muslim or a Christian, he's one or the other, based on these different reports I'm reading. This was a man of enormous humanity and a hero who put his life on the line. And your call is a very important call, Nancy, because it reminds me of something I should have said. Today, the reason why that man is held in such high esteem across the world, all faiths, is because he stood up. It's because of what he did. He's honored by the President of the United States, by the Prime Minister of Israel, even the weak Prime Minister of Australia. Thank you for your call, Nancy. It's a beautiful call. But what I'm trying to convey to all of you, this man put his life on the line. He didn't expect to live. He told a friend, I'm going to step in, I'm going to do it. I may die, tell my family X, Y, Z. How hard is it to use our free speech rights in this country to condemn the neo-Nazis, the neo-fascists, to condemn them? Nobody but podcasters and so-called self-appointed influencers, to condemn the Mandamis and his ilk. It doesn't take that much courage. It just takes morals. That's what it takes. When I jumped in about 8 months ago and started fighting these guys by name, it didn't take guts. Not the way I was raised. There's a right and there's a wrong. And everybody pretty much sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what would happen. Now more and more people are involved, and you should be too. You don't have to be a podcaster, a broadcaster, a politician, an author, and a columnist. You could be a plumber. You could be an electrician. In other words, people that really make the country work other than people like me. Maybe you work at a pizzeria. Maybe you drive a bus or an Uber or a Lyft, or maybe you're a taxi driver. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Speak out. You should condemn these people. You certainly shouldn't fund them. You certainly shouldn't subsidize them. That's just my view. And I know the vast majority of you in this audience agree with me, or you wouldn't be here. You know right from wrong. You know good from evil. You know America's a great place. You love Christians. You love Jews. You love people who are good and decent. You don't much care about it. Their ethnicity, their race, their faith. But when we know that people are spreading hate and by words really are seeking to spread violence, even though they deny it, and are spreading violence, even though they deny it, this is unacceptable. We're Americans. We're Americans. This is unacceptable in our country. If Qatar has a stranglehold on somebody, they should be called out. If Communist China has a stranglehold on somebody, they should be called out. If somebody is in it for the money, will say anything and do anything, they should be called out. And that's what I do. And we let the chips fall where they may. Chips fall where they may. Dave, San Jose, California, the great KSFO. How are you, Dave?
Oh, Mark, I am great. Thank you. I'm so happy to talk to you. My teacher, I've learned so much from you. And I hope you're doing well. And
doing great.
I've got a lot to say, and
I've got 3 minutes. Go.
So we are in, it's a battle between good and evil. It is the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians, versus everybody else. It's also the truth versus the lie, which is written about in the Quran, the Islamicist manual.
Look, I just can't trash all Muslims. I can't do it. I can't do it. The assistant manager loves Jews. He's the nicest guy in the world, and he's Muslim. Zuhdi Jasser, who's one of my best buddies, he's fighting the Islamists, literally created an organization, is threatened all the time by these people. He's fighting the Islamists. So I just can't go there. I love you, Dave. I appreciate your kind words. I really do. To me. I really do. But we have to take a hard break here anyway. We'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like
Yeah, that looks that looks real becoming. There's Dwayne Allman, Cocaine Ken there in Boston, bowing around with the Rum is back. Which Rum's real name? I forget. It's not Kevin. That's Vanguard. It's your fucking real name, Rum. Here he is, a British guy flying the Palestinian flag. A Trump hater. You're an ignorant son of a bitch, Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne, or Wiggin, I think Charlie's mad at you. He's not being very nice to Monica right now. And then you got Sebastian and his little girl. Billy doesn't engage with his chatters. Chrissy, you're just a fucking stupid, lid-tarded, motherfucking stupid bitch. You fuckers watch too much of Hollywood. I have a right to talk about someone's political views. Rob Reiner was a leftist. He gave money to fucking leftist causes. He supported Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Oh, don't say nothing bad about Obama. He's our greatest president we ever had. Motherfucker can't even roll a bowling ball. Fucking, yeah. He threw first pitch out in a White Sox game. He fucking can't even make it to the plate. Throws like a girl. He's left-handed. It was fucking, I never laughed so hard in my life. I should fucking search that, see if I can find it. So there's my link. Anybody want to come up and say something? Hurry up, because I'm fucking going to end this one right here, and I come back later maybe. Could be tomorrow morning. Might be 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got done eating some cereal. That's right, Wiggin. I sit around and film my face all fucking day. What are you going to do? Fucking ignorant bastard. You want me to play the clip from Rusty? That's what I want to do. Well, I don't believe that that's who that is in my backstage. All right. And I know that you're already making comments in my side chat, in my back chat. Why are you cloning Rain and coming in my backstage? There, now I'm going to really know your name. Let me go check. John Doe Tesmer. So pretty much Jamie is cloning Eraser Rain. Well, sorry, guys. I'm going to end this stream and come back later. You're fucking day late and a dollar short. Was it you? So I have Doug. This one says Tesmer. And then it says John Doe. There you go. And why are you spamming? Click the link again. Go ahead. Bye. I'm leaving. I'll be back later.